So guys, we're going to be talking about the Razzie Awards. For those of you who may not know, the Razzie Awards is basically the complete opposite to what the Oscars are. Everybody knows what the Oscars are. It showcases the best of the cinematic talent on display that year, whether it's Best Director, Best Actor, whatever it may be the category. The Razzies is basically the opposite, and it shows the worst in the cinematic landscape, and it awards basically the worst cinematic failures of the year. So we're going to jump in and we're going to see what's going on with the Razzies and which movies have been awarded as basically the worst movies of the last year or so. This is going to be a fun one, so strap yourselves in and let's see which movies make the cut. So this comes to us from Joe Blow. Golden Razzie Awards, Joker 2, Borderlands, Madam Web, Megalopolis, and Regan all tied for the most nominations at this year's event. I mean, Joker 2, that was an absolute abomination. Borderlands, again, absolute abomination. Madam Web, there's nothing more to be said about that. It's one of the worst movies ever. And Megalopolis, which basically made no money. I found more money down the back of my couch than what Megalopolis made at the box office. So, Borderlands, Madam Web, and more lead the charge in movie-related mediocrity for the 2025 Golden Razzie Awards. So, like I said, let's go down and see which movies are going to be on the list. So, all the stars are here, and it's a magical time of the year when the biggest bombs in Hollywood gather to celebrate the mediocrity at the Razzie Awards. This year's presentation of the Golden Razzies finds multiple flops joining hands in the battle to escape accolades as the worst movie and performances of the year, including Joker Folie à Deux, Madam Web, Megalopolis, Borderlands, and Regan. So, Borderlands, Megalopolis, Madam Web, Joker Folie à Deux, and Regan earned 6 nominations apiece, forming a megazord of misguided executions. That is one of the best descriptions I've ever heard of anything in my entire life ever. Let me say that again. Forming a megazord of misguided executions. I like that. Misguided executions on the silver screen. Not far behind are Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted and The Crow, swooping in 4 nominations, and 2 nominations respectively. Oh, come on. The Crow wasn't that bad. It was a tad uninspired, but at least they didn't try to remake the original full stop. Who's with me? Bueller, oh well. Okay, so among the actors who could add a Golden Razzie to their trophy collection are Joaquin Phoenix. Could you even imagine? You've got an Oscar on your mantelpiece. Like Joaquin Phoenix, he's got an Oscar. Obviously, he won the Oscar for the first Joker movie. So, could you imagine having an Oscar and then next to it you have a Razzie? So you have the best in show and the worst in show on the same dresser in your dressing room. That would be kind of crazy, really, wouldn't it? And it's for the same franchise as well, so which is kind of crazy as well. So, Cate Blanchett, Lady Gaga, and Jon Voight, nominated for a staggering 4 performances. This year's Razzie Awards were chosen via email ballot thanks to the 1,202 Razzie members, including movie fans, film critics, and journalists from 49 states and roughly 24 foreign countries. So it's a mix of film critics, journalists, movie fans from 49 different states, and roughly 24 foreign countries, probably journalists, critics from foreign countries. So it's basically a massive conglomerate of all these different people who come together to vote on the worst that was on show in the cinematic landscape of that year. So the winners who receive a $4.97 gold spray painted statuette upon taking home the bacon. A $4.97 gold spray painted statuette. It's not even worth $5. I find that quite funny. Upon taking the bacon will be announced through the press release on March 1st and the day before the Oscars. Woof. So here's the full list of the nominees for the 2025 Golden Razzie Awards. So this is where it gets interesting. Let's see which movies are being nominated here. So, worst picture. Borderlands, Joker Folie à Deux, Madam Web, Megalopolis, and Regan. That sounds absolutely on point. So, the worst actor, Jack Black in Dear Santa. That movie was nowhere near as good as I wanted it to be. There was still a little bit of fun to be had with it, but really, really bad. Zachary Levi for Harold in the Purple Crayon. Didn't see that. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker Folie à Deux. Surely that's going to win. That movie was just an absolute disappointment. Dennis Quaid in Regan and Jerry Seinfeld Unfrosted. When it comes to actresses, Cate Blanchett in Borderlands, that was so miscast, that role. I can't believe she was cast in that role as the character. I don't remember what the character's name is from the Borderlands game, but that was an absolute bad miscasting. Lady Gaga, Joker Folie à Deux, Bryce Dallas Howard in Argyle, Dakota Johnson in Madam Web, Jennifer Lopez in Atlas. When it comes to worst supporting actor, Jack Black, voice only in Borderlands. Obviously, he played the Tin Can. I can't think of what it's called, the little robot thing in Borderlands. He did the voice of that. Kevin Hart in Borderlands again. Shia LaBeouf in drag in Megalopolis. Shia LaBeouf was in drag in Megalopolis. I never saw the movie, but yeah, that sounds awful. Tara Rahim in Madam Web. And then John Voight, Megalopolis, Regan, Shadowland, and Strangers. Okay, worst supporting actress. Ariana DeBose, Argyle and Craven the Hunter. Leslie Ann Down as Margaret Thatcher and Regan. Emma Roberts in Madam Web. Amy Schumer in Unfrosted. And then FKA Twigs in The Crow. So, worst director. S.J. Clarkson in Madam Web. Francis Ford Coppola, Megalopolis. Todd Phillips for Joker Folie à Deux. Eli Roth in Borderlands. And Jerry Seinfeld, who directed Unfrosted. Screen combo. I'm not exactly sure what this is. Screen combo. Any two obnoxious characters, but especially Jack Black, Borderlands. What? Any two unfunny comedic actors, Unfrosted being nominated. The entire cast of Megalopolis. What? Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga for Joker Folie à Deux. Dennis Quaid and Penelope Ann Miller as Ronnie and Nancy and Reagan. Prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel. The Crow, Joker Folie à Deux, Craven the Hunter, Mufasa the Lion King, Rebel Moon 2, The Scargiver. That's prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel. The worst pre-make, the worst remake, the worst ripoff, and the worst sequel. The worst screenplay. Joker Folie à Deux, Craven the Hunter, Madam Web, Megalopolis, and Regan. What movies do you think should win each category at the Golden Razzies? Let us know in the comment section below. So yeah, it seems that there's 4 major movies here which are kind of scooping the Razzies. And it pretty much sounds like, let me go up again quickly. It pretty much sounds like Borderlands, Joker Folie à Deux, Madam Web, and Megalopolis. That's the 4 massive bombs that is pretty much scooping the categories here by the sound of it. But the Razzies are always fun. Sometimes actors actually turn up to the event and receive their Razzies, and they take it all in fun, even though it's kind of making a mockery of Hollywood and kind of telling them that their movies are awful. Some real, Hollywood actors or actresses have actually turned up and accepted the Razzie, even though it's for their worst performance. So, some actors take it in their stride, whereas some kind of dismiss the whole thing. But either way, as a fan, it's kind of funny to look at this. It's like the complete opposite of the Oscars. And it's just having fun looking at the worst. And I'm sure there's actors and producers out there who, kind of take it in their stride and have a bit of fun with it as well. There's no point being too serious about it. But guys, that's kind of the nominations there for the worst in show when it comes to cinematic movie going. And what do you think about these categories? What do you think about these movies that have been listed? Is there anything you would add or change to any of these categories? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave, and make sure you become a subscriber of the channel if you haven't already. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I'd really, really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.